What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It is Duke. Here we are again with some more Rise of Civilization content, and today we're going to be getting into the topic of armies and specific army types. So here we are, the mightiest governor here in Kingdom 55. It is day one, or stage one, of the mightiest governor event, which happens to do with troop training. Basically, you earn points and you can rank up basically just by training troops. Now, it's not really that simple, because those guys who go ahead and get the rank rewards, they are speed up boosting their troops. So they're speed boosting their troops basically to gain more points, to get up there in that rankings, to get more of those Charles Martel sculptures. So that's one way to do it. So really what I got thinking about was the different specific type of troops that are in the game. There's 4 different types I'm sure everyone knows about, but I do get asked a lot as a content creator, especially as a sponsored content creator, so make sure you are subscribed and have notifications on, because we release daily content for Rise of Civilizations. That's every single day. Of course, daily content means every single day. So I get asked a lot, which types of troops should I really be focusing on? And that's a pretty deep question, especially for someone like myself who, I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the game here. I play it for fun, maybe a little bit more involved, just because I'm a sponsored content creator. So I do my part to get in, and this is the first time I've played a game like this, strategy-wise. So let's go in, let's look at the different types of troops that are out there, and there's a couple different things that go into play. We will touch on that in a minute. So let's go ahead and look at your camps first. Your siege workshop, this houses your siege units, of course. So if you click on the little information icon there, you can see, and then if you get a little bit deeper, you can talk about the siege troop training and whatnot. We're going to get into what counters what in a second, but we're just going to go around the table here. So speaking of the round table, we have the stable, and that's where your cavalry troops are trained up in there. They are strong, and they are pretty much one of the most popular troops into the game, because everybody talks about full cavalry armies. Like I said, we're going to get on full troop armies in a minute. Then we have the barracks. That is where your infantry units are trained up in there. As you can see, they're in there fighting with their swords, or close hand-to-hand combat style. And then the last one over here is the archery range. They're like the spread out distance type of troops here. As you can see, not distance like the siege units, but a little bit further out, a little bit fanned out. So like I said, there's a couple different things that go into account when you're talking about running specific types of troops or focusing on it. The first thing I have to say that it really depends on if you're a pay to play player, or if you're just playing with no money into it. Because really, if you're not putting money into it, you really need to focus on every single troop right there. You can't be just farming up or training up one troop at a time. You really do need to focus on all 4 different camps there, training them all the time, because if you're not putting money into it, you're not going to really be able to build up a certain specific type of troop army in one shot. So, and also, you got to make sure you have at least, say, tier 4 troops. If you have tier 3 troops running full cavalry, you're not going to do much. That's pretty much a waste of time. Now, some of my veterans, make sure you comment down below, just back me up, or say, hey, really, this is what you should be doing. But these are my opinions right now, and like I said, there's no be-all, end-all way to manage your troops. But see, these are some of the things that I've seen over the time that I've been playing. But like I said, if you're not putting money into it, make sure you're just training every single one as much as possible. If you're putting a lot of money into the game, you're focusing on putting your resources into your armies. Then once you get up to tier 4, then you can really start maybe focusing on a troop set if you can. So, but we're going to get into specific troops now. Like I said, there's not really one troop that is better than another. It's kind of like when you talk about rock, paper, scissors. You can throw down a paper, it can beat a rock, but a paper won't beat scissors. So they all kind of bounce off each other to keep the game somewhat balanced. So also, it depends on your civilization too. Right now, I'm in a Germany civilization. As you can see, increased cavalry attack. So I have a cavalry buff just for my civilization alone. So that's another thing. If you are a British or French civilization, you do not get these same type of buffs running a full cavalry army. So there's a couple different things that you do need to look at. So that's big time. Let's go ahead and help people and collect resources at the same time. And we are going to heal troops, which is great. So what I've built up over here, it's not secret information right there, but it's useful. It's something to keep in mind on offense and on defense. As you can see here, archer units, cavalry units, infantry units, siege units, they all have an army that counters them and also an army that they are favored against. So if we start up top here, the ranged attackers, which are the archer units, they counter infantry units. So they are stronger than infantry units in a fight, but they are countered by cavalry units. High mobility, which is the cavalry unit, which is a faster unit. We could smoke in and smoke out. They counter archer units. They're on horses, but they are countered by infantry units, close combat. So down below. Close formation, which I just said, close combat. Infantry units. They counter cavalry units, but are countered by archer units because they're further back. If you're coming at someone with a sword and you sit there, you got the bows, you're popping off the bows like Legolas, you can really do some good damage there. Then we go down to city destruction, the city destroyers, which are the siege units. They counter the watchtowers, which of course is city defense, but they are countered by infantry, archer, and cavalry units. So got to keep those things in mind, especially that is one of the reasons why you go ahead and run your scouts. If you're scouting out a certain player and they have a full cavalry unit and you're sitting here at home and you can really decipher on which troops you're going to want to send out, keep in mind there that you want to go with the infantry unit. So if you look here, if you see a cavalry unit, a guy's running, say, 80,000 cavalry troops, you can just sit here and see this chart. If you want to screenshot it, write it down, memorize it, which I'm not asking everybody to memorize, but you should. It's not that hard. Now, the infantry unit counters the cavalry unit, so you'll have a stronger buff over them, and you'll have more success. So these are some things that you really need to keep in mind, some of the things that you really need to look at when you're getting further into your gameplay. Like I said, there's so many things that go into it. Your civilization plays a part in it. Money that you're putting into the game, where your troop levels are. Early on, make sure you're just training up every single type of troop. People are always asking me, which troop should I focus on? Like I said, it's not a cut and dry black and white answer. There's a lot of things that go into it. Once you can get into a point where you can say, you know what, I am at the point where I can run a bunch of tier 4 troops. I can invest some time and some money and some effort into cavalry units, so I want to go with that. But you also got to make sure you're smart too. If you're running full cavalry, you do not want to run out your cavalry units against infantry units because they will get beat, and so on and so forth, just like this stuff here. If I'm missing anything, let me know in the comments down below. I love learning this stuff. I love hearing about it, and I love to hear any input that you guys have, and we will talk to you guys later. I'll be holding